Grab your drink, roll your papers, wind down, or speed up and get to work. It's your girl Shan with season 6 of She Gets It podcast. I'm with all of y'all as we navigate this new world we got. We are all adjusting to these new changes. Let's go.
Oh man.
How you been though?
I've been trying to figure out how to make all my days different.
What do that mean?
Like today I had a picnic with my kids in the park.
Okay.
But I wasn't expecting Publix to be so fucking packed. I feel like I spent like an hour and a half in Publix getting this shit to go have a picnic. But I got the stuff and I got that D today. A little sunlight. And
I thought you just
I know. I got that D and we were just in the park chilling.
I didn't know we was that cool. I'm like, all right, man.
We were in the park chilling. It was cool. But that's it.
What the fuck, man?
What? I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow though, so don't ask. You know it's hot as fuck when you take a shower with cold water.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hot as shit.
But you know what? I was never one of them type of people.
What?
Take a cold shower.
Well, I don't start it off cold, but I finish it cold. And then I wonder why my nipples are hard, but you know what I'm saying. It just feels good. And then when I come out the shower, when I come out the shower and I finish cold, I'm just like, damn, I'm so thirsty. So yeah. I think I spent too much time in the sun today. But I needed it. So you remember what we supposed to be talking about?
Hell no.
Cause you busy. We've been traveling. So
I haven't been traveling.
You've been working.
I've just been working.
Okay. Let's close out of this. I was making some t-shirts. Oh my god. All right. So
now, are you gonna do any video? I mean, should I get cute? You know what I'm saying?
You don't need to get cute. This video's only for me and you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's only for me and you. I only use audio. I should do a video for an episode.
You know,
it won't be.
We in a visual world.
I know. I mean, I'm trying this season to do visuals, but it's just hard because the girls have to be asleep. I gotta be coherent and not on the edible. I didn't take one, so
got you.
You have my attention. And it just has to be quiet in here, and the girls are awake, so that's not happening.
I got you. I'm listening.
So I wanted to talk about what you brought up, where you was asking, are men still paying all the bills, and are our women in the kitchen?
Right.
So, what made you ask, are men still paying all the bills?
Well, I think originally it was just like, I think things need to change a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because things aren't the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can't. The man isn't paying all the bills anymore. You know what I mean? And the woman's not in the kitchen all the time.
So ain't.
You know what I mean? So,
Have you ever been a man that was paying all the bills?
um, yeah, I have.
Mm. How was that?
You know, it was it was okay until um
It wasn't.
not it was okay until I'm like, well, you work too. What you doing with your money? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Guess what? I would love to put someone in a position where they can win, and
Mhm.
that's where my ex-girlfriend, she was in a position to win. She didn't have to do much. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But she didn't take advantage of that situation. She just kind of did what she wanted with her money. And I I wasn't mad that, okay, boom, you feel like you got free money, but in reality, man, put yourself in a position where you don't have to work so hard.
Mhm.
It's my mindset. You know what I
So
mean?
this is how I look at it, and I've never lived with a man. I've been in, let's say, 6 relationships. None of them we ever lived together where we both on a lease or none of that. But at the same time, I feel like if you value that relationship to grow in any type of way for the both of you, you would invest in each other. And that would be the goal. So if
Hmm.
I was with a man, I wouldn't want him primarily to pay all of the bills because what is the goal? Is the goal for you to pay all of the bills while I go to school and be able to have a career where I can then front you money to go ahead and, you know, invest in yourself and that thing you want to do? Or is it, I just want my girl to feel like a queen or a princess and not have to work? But if that woman is not putting money into property, or that man is not putting money into property that they can sell and then both have something pay for something else that they want to do, to me it doesn't make sense. To me it's
Right.
like this old mindset of a woman is supposed to be in the kitchen, clean the whole house, teach the kids. The only thing a man is supposed to do is pay the bills and come in here, and you just supposed to be ready to suck his dick and sit on it. And to
But you know
me,
what?
go ahead.
No, but to me, like I wouldn't be mad at that though. And guess what though? I wouldn't judge a woman if that's what she wanted to do either.
If
Like you
both
get
of
what I'm
you wanted
saying?
it,
Yeah, like if listen, if that right, if it got to be both, you know what I mean? Like if that's that's what I hate too though. I hate women that just you jealous because you got to get up and go to work every day, and or you look down on her because maybe she do got a degree. You know what I mean? And hey, her job is to sit at home.
mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way to be if you're gonna be a stay-at-home type woman. Make
Yeah,
sure you got your credentials. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So if shit do hit the fan, a motherfucker can't come home and take his day out on you. He ain't gonna be talking to you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'm educated too. You know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? But sometimes that may make sense for that moment in your lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't mind that. But I'm not gonna be going to work, paying all the bills, and coming home and taking care of all this other stuff.
Yeah,
And I gotta jack off. You know what I mean? Because you
yeah,
ain't handling your business.
right. Yeah, that's so my parents, they were married for like 13 years. And my mom, I feel like she propositioned my dad and was like, I'll marry you as long as you take care of the house. I'll clean, I'll cook for you, I'll make sure your clothes are washed. And you just like bring up my other kids from Jamaica. And my dad was like, all right. and she was like, I don't need nothing else from you. So to me, I feel like if you proposition a man and give him a business deal, because that's what the fuck that was, you pawned yourself off in like some sort of fucking contract. Are you going to be surprised that a man talks down to you after he did what you asked? Are you going to be surprised if a man just comes in the house and doesn't do anything else, and you find yourself where you might be sick, and that man don't want to do shit? He don't know how to take care of your kids. He don't know how to cook because you always cooking 3 meals of the day around the clock. And when it comes to your kids going to the doctors or your kids doing shit, you doing it by yourself like you a single woman and you not married. And that's how their relationship was. So when I saw it, I'm just like, in my head, even like young, I was like, I don't want to be married. Because my thing is like, why be married if you're gonna do it by yourself anyway?
Right.
And then I didn't know that until I was like 28, that I knew that's what she propositioned him as. So the whole time you painting this man like he's just an asshole and he really doesn't give a fuck, but you propositioned him and you basically told him that you don't gotta love him, you don't gotta do shit, you just want him to do these things. So to me, I'm just like, I don't see myself in a relationship where a man is paying all of the bills. And today, especially in Atlanta, you'll have a lot of men come to you and basically sell themselves. Well, with me, you wouldn't have to work. I'll pay for everything. You can have this. I'll buy you this. And I'm not one of those.
Do you believe them?
It's not even a part of me believing them. I'm not one of those buy you bitches. So I'm just like, sir, I don't want you to buy me those things. But because you're telling me that, tells me you dealt with a lot of bitches where that's like the thing that sells you. And I'm just like, that doesn't sell me. Like, if you can't engage in a discussion with me that's not of things, that's not of my body, because that's already vivid, and you can't speak over that, then we don't have nothing to talk about. You don't have no substance. I don't want to talk to you. Because to me, if you're talking to me for a body, if you're talking to me in order to get your dick wet, then go talk to the next bitch, because there's always going to be a next bitch. If there is like no substance and there is no like true friendship or investment, and you don't see this going anywhere, which I feel like that should be the ultimate goal, unless you just out here with a goal of getting your dick wet until the casket drop. To each his own, but that's not my goal. And so this whole, I'm gonna make sure you have this. And I have friends who have rosters of men that sell themselves every time to have your time. Come with me here. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna make sure your friends have this. I don't give a fuck about that, because I don't like people. I don't like going out. I don't like clubs. I like doing shit on a solo tip where it's just like me and you, to the point where we even gotta go somewhere where you gotta spend fucking money. And it's just a turn off to just be out wanting to have a good discussion with somebody, or not even like that's the goal. I'm out here to have a good, conversation with somebody. But if a conversation does come up, this nigga is not trying to sell me by buying me shit. And that's what it is here. That's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just stay to myself.
Yeah, but you know what? I never, had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I never had to do that, one. And then two, I remember I was turned on down in Houston, because I went down there and I went out and I was just like, I was like, it was a young lady. I was like, hey, what y'all drinking? It was her and her girls. I was gonna buy them all a drink or whatever. And she was like, you cute. I'll buy you a drink. What you want? I was like, oh. So she was like, I don't need your money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, that's some dope shit. But at the same time, though, like, I don't think I don't think I would ever get to that point where it's just like, yo, this is what I can do for you. Like, nah, like I think nobody's respected that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your relationship boils down to. Like
Right.
with your parents. Like it boiled down to what you doing for me
Mm-hmm.
or what you can't do for me.
Right.
And so I don't know. Do you look at your mom in a different light because of that?
I don't look at her in a different light, but I told her point blank. I said, "Well, if that's what you brought to him, are you surprised that that was the outcome? That your divorce was the outcome, and y'all relationship didn't have any substance?" And she was like, "I mean, I don't know. It just, that's just what it was." And I'm just like, "Okay, well, if you shrug it, I shrug it." But I just like I already had the discussion with my mom. I'm just like, you know what? You probably won't see me get married in your lifetime. And I just feel like, yes, I'm the youngest and I'm your only girl, and you're just gonna have to be comfortable with that because I don't see myself settling with a man just because of what he can do for me. I'm more attracted to somebody that's passionate about what the fuck they love and they do it all the way. And when somebody
But
is
do you
go ahead.
hmm? No, I was just gonna ask, do you want to be married?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to find like true love? So why would you put that in the atmosphere that that you don't think that your mom will see you get married, or you telling your mom that?
Because
You know what I mean? Like, why your thoughts become things.
they do
So it's just
become
like, why
things,
not?
but how I feel like there's this this is like wave of, oh, this is not the right batch. I'm gonna wait for the next batch to come. But I'm not sitting waiting for the next batch to come. So it's kind of like it's like there's no way that I'm gonna meet somebody. This is just me talking to me. I'm not gonna meet somebody this year and be like, next year or the year after that, I'm getting married. I'm just not. Because I feel like in order to have a great marriage, you have to give people the right amount of space and time to be their true selves. And you could be around somebody for 10 years, 15 years, and not know who the fuck they are. And I just need that time to not be pressured by an engagement ring. I need that time to not be pressured by a motherfucking wedding. I just need that time for somebody to be comfortable in being like their best selves without this society goal of, so y'all been talking for a while, what the fuck y'all doing? Nigga, we living. And nobody gets to the point with me with how shit is and what they assume women want to the point where I'm ever considering like, oh nigga, you might be it. So that's why I told her that. Not because I don't think it'll ever happen. I just don't. My mom she'll be 67 next month. It won't be 5 years from now. It won't be 6 years from now. It's just not. So that's why I told her that. So
Okay.
um
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want you shooting your hopes and dreams out of the sky, and I don't want you just settling for, uh, even though I have my views on marriage and my personal situation, but I know how important that is for women. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I like far as especially with that special day, and I don't want women that's listening to this to say that it's okay to be like, yo, like, I'm gonna just be with you for 10 years and not be married, and you cool with that,
I mean, that depends on the
and I
person.
think, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's all is, even if it's paperwork that need to be signed financially or you know, it's all type of documents that can be put forth if people worried about, you know, not being married. I think one of those documents should be like a power of attorney, just in case your significant other gets sick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like because I've witnessed people get kicked out of hospital rooms because they was just a boyfriend, or you know, or they was just a girlfriend, and the mama or the wife that they separated from got control or power over you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I've seen that. So I would think if you was to have a relationship like that, then make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. But if ultimately you want to be married, I think then that should be discussed from the get-go. Like, all right, dude, we're gonna kick it, we're gonna love each other. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hug each other and all this other bullshit. But you know I want the end goal for me to have a husband one day. You have to say that stuff.
Oh yeah, I believe you do say that, but you gotta pick your people wisely who you have that discussion with. Because some people be thinking just because y'all together and y'all love each other that y'all just supposed to be, and that's not true. I think you could love people and not be with them because you just know y'all don't work best together. It's not like you can't love somebody and see them with somebody else. No, that's the ultimate shit of knowing if you love somebody, when you could really enjoy the fact that they're happier elsewhere and you're completely at peace. That's a selfless thing to be able to do. But some people don't understand that. And I think my way of union might be unconventional to a lot of people. Whereas if I did get married, I wouldn't tell anybody. I would just go elope and not say shit because it's nobody's business. I feel like the whole
you're not flashy.
No, I feel like the whole you get engaged, you plan, and you have this wedding with people that don't give a fuck about your marriage, with people that don't give a fuck about your happiness and your peace. Why am I?
They just come to get a piece of cake.
Right. Why am I buying expensive ass cake, food, DJ, event? Why am I buying that for y'all? I don't know y'all. Y'all didn't invest in my marriage. Y'all didn't invest in us. I feel like you meet somebody, you want to get married, y'all two go do that on your own. If you want to celebrate that, y'all go 50-50 on some property or a piece of land. And don't say shit, and y'all just build quietly. Because to me, if you about meshing your lives together, you know how much time that takes to see like how y'all work out, how y'all live in a house together, how y'all work out sharing each other's kids, how y'all work out being around each other's parents. I feel like maybe after 5 years, you can have that wedding and not be in so much fucking debt at the beginning of your marriage on top of all that other shit.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
You smart.
So
yeah,
when I have told exes that in the past, they was like, nigga, you crazy. I'm having a wedding. I'm having this, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, you smart. And guess what though? Like even like with you, like what I was just saying about just being smart about things, keeping people out of your business.
Yes.
Now if a person is being, you know, of course, verbally abusive or physically abusive, then that's a whole different animal.
Oh yeah.
But as far as, you know, y'all personal stuff, I think y'all should just keep that between yourselves. I'm a firm believer in getting ahead. And I talk my shit, but and people say talk shit too, but oh, he rich. Like, nah, you just smart. You know what I mean? Like, I can live better than a person that makes, you know, over 6 figures easily. And it's because of how you live. You keep a low overhead. You don't buy everything you see. Just because you want that new car, don't mean that you need to go get that new car.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Just thinking ahead and always investing. I always invest in myself. So I'm a plumber. So that means tools, equipment, that stuff is gonna make me more money. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times when people get into these relationships, I feel like they're not investing into each other's future.
Right.
And communicate that. We're like, look, I don't want to be broke for the rest of my life because you need Gucci and you need a new car every 3 years. You get what I'm saying? We have to have these conversations with our significant others. Be like, yo, like, get you something that you want. Boom, pay that motherfucker off or pay cash for it.
I'm for paying cash for. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then guess what? And then you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then guess what? That 50,000 that you make a year, it looks like 80,000 because you spend your money accordingly.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't about what you make. It ain't. It's just like you have to, because that's number one. That's gonna break you all apart. It's finances. And so, if I'm humble and the girl I'm dealing with is real flashy, somebody going 9 times out of 10, you gonna try to keep up with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as far as myself personally, because that happened to me. I'm gonna try to keep up with her. She's not gonna try to be like, oh, I'm a downsize. It's hard to do that. It take a lot of, and I think that's why a lot of women aren't married as well, because they not disciplined. Like, I ain't listening to no man tell me what to do. You ain't tell me how to spend my goddamn money. You ain't gonna, I want that bag, I'm gonna go get that bag. And it's like this attitude that where it's just like people get this whole like submissive and you telling me what to do, don't tell me what to do. I'm an independent woman. What's keep your independent ass single then?
Yeah. Like I have
you
I
know
feel
what I'm
like
saying? How do you build? How do you build with somebody with that type of attitude?
You can't. So I feel like that's why dating to me is such a fucking turn off that I would rather it not be like, hey, we're dating. I would rather it be like you meet somebody, y'all talk, y'all go out to eat once in a while, y'all hang on each side where you might hang with my people, I might hang with your people, and you see how each other is living. So during these discussions, you're talking about you want to own your own business, you want to pay off your debt, but when I went over your house, you got sneakers from the floor to the ceiling in your apartment. You got all these name brand belts in your closet where if you didn't buy those belts, you could have bought probably 3 properties, or you could have probably invested in your business. So what you're saying is not matching your lifestyle. So that to me would be like, okay, red flag. And we're going to have a conversation. And if you don't want to have a conversation about it, it's telling me that you got layers of yourself that you need to peel back. And maybe I shouldn't be a priority to you right now because you're not dealing with the shit that really matters to match what you're telling me. And I don't think a lot of men or women do that, because I have a friend, a close friend of mine, who she's in her late 40s right now, right? And she loves the idea of love. She loves the idea of a wedding, marriage, whatever. The people that she dated, the relationship always got to a point where it was really good, and then it was like nothing. And there was never a discussion of why it was nothing. But she loves to fucking shop, right? And when she shops, she buys the same color shoe, which is black, and to the point where she has no room for the fucking shoes. She has no room for the fucking bags. She has no room for the clothes. And you're in an apartment and you say you want to start this business. You want to work for yourself. You want to go back to school. You want to, be married one day. But you have to get to the point where you're just like, how many fucking black shoes do you need? How many bags do you need? And to me, it's kind of like, until you get your lack of discipline under control, all that other shit don't even matter. All your other goals don't even matter, because you can't get you under control in order to reach those peaks that you're trying to reach. And I don't feel like people honestly dissect each other in order to like rematch.
Yeah, it's that whole attitude, like motherfuckers like, oh, you gonna accept me for who I am. But at the same time, don't we all need to get better? Like, I'm not the best dad in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I need to make changes. I need to call my kids more. Like, I'm always working. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my kids need me, right? Like, I mean, I'm that's not saying I'm not present in my kids' life. It's just like, yo, we all can make changes. So if you tell me, take me as I am, that means that you are going to be stuck in everything that you're doing. Like you said, you got 8 different pairs of black shoes within the last 3 months. And then, like, nigga, ain't nobody putting up with that bullshit.
Not even like let's go to DSW, let's go to Saks, let's go to Saks, let's go to Neiman Marcus. Like,
first of all, let's get something straight. Listen, I love watches. I love clothes. I love shoes. But what did I say I do? I invest in myself.
Right.
Because in order for me to keep generating the nice things and nice places I like to go to, I have to invest in myself in order to pay for these things.
Right.
You can't just, I think that's people's problem, is like balance. We're like, yo, I remember Jay-Z had said this, and he was like, yo, buy the chain, buy the Bentley, but make sure you putting some money up, making sure you investing too. Make sure you're doing more investing than you just buying all the flashy shit. And like I said, I like flashy shit. I like nice stuff. But at the end of the day, I got to make sure me and mine straight. And that Gucci belt ain't going to make sure my kids straight.
Right.
I can't, that's not even good resale. It don't even hold, like, yo, I got this belt for sale. Like, no, I bet I can sell. I bet you I could sell a piece of equipment and get a couple $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to look at the value and stuff too, though. Like, man, you got 8 belts. You need another one?
It's a mindset. And to me, if you're not honestly taking the time to be within this other person's life, like you say you want, then you're not going to see those things. And what you're saying is just like surface shit. And I hate surface shit. Like, if I'm with you or I'm interested in you, I'm trying to dig into who the fuck you are. And if you're passionate about something, it's no problem to me to be like, you know what? You're, let's say you into music. Let me go ahead and get you this MIDI controller because I can afford it. And I feel like if I give it to you.
Oh, you used to fuck with a rapper. Look at you.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if that's something if that's something that can invest in you doing something that you're passionate about, I don't have any problem doing that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have any problem doing that. And I feel like
would you rather buy him the MIDI controller versus a pair of Jordans?
Hell yeah. If I know
Right?
you're passionate and you on what you do with it, and I've seen you work, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then again, I do have friends who are into reselling, and if they do buy Jordans or whatever the fuck it is, you have the income to buy double and sell for triple the profit, and it makes sense. But that's your shit though. Like you balls deep in that shit.
Right. You got to be into it. Either you can't
Right.
be halfway into it. You got to be into it. Like
Right.
that can't be like, yo, like, yeah, I got these. Like I'm really not impressed by tennis shoes. I like
Yeah.
shoes. I love nice pair of shoes. I
Right.
don't even own a pair of Jordans.
Right.
You know what
I
I mean?
used to, but I don't. Because to me, when I became a parent, fashion to me became like, oh, you could get in the
It went down.
motherfucking trunk. And you talking to somebody that majored in fashion, and I design and I love footwear. But to me, the quality of footwear is on some bullshit right now, and that's just not priority because that's not bringing any motherfucking income into my household. So it's not important. It's not that I don't love it, it's just not important.
Right. My kids have, Jordan and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be too much mad at them because that's how I was when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Even though my parents didn't buy the stuff that I buy my children, that my kids are spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know how good they have it. You know what I mean? Now, what I do try to do is try to educate, like my daughter. Mainly my daughter. Like, yo, you ain't got to get one of every of the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything don't have to have a label on it. That doesn't make you. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just trying to get her, she see some of the nice stuff that I have, and she like, well, I want this, Dad. You got it. Well, yeah, I work for it.
I work. Right. So, I don't know. Like, I was never like that kid that's like, I have to have this. I always made a way to have something that you ain't know what the fuck it was, but it looked eclectic or it looked interesting, and I'll tell you about it. But let's say if her passion was fashion, you could probably research with her some other brands that are not Jordan. I feel like Jordan as a brand gets too much hype, and there's so many other fucking brands way better than Jordan that people don't know shit about. But, hype beast gonna hype beast, and that's just
Right. Like I said though, now this ain't like like I'm shitting on like design or nothing like that, but it's just like, man, that can't be. We have to want to do something more though.
yeah.
Especially like I said though, like in a relationship, like, man, people don't want to give what a marriage. Trust me, I've been married. I've been married before, and we were young, and she's remarried now. You know what I mean? And I don't know their situation or whatever, but it looked pretty good, and I'm happy. Even though I don't care for her too much. Like I don't need to talk to her or nothing like that. But I'm very happy for her. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, hey man, you found somebody that you can make it work with.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to me, that doesn't say that I wasn't a good person or a good husband. That was just saying I just wasn't the right person for her.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And guess what though? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things I see him do that I wouldn't put up with. Like, or I wouldn't do. Like, yo, I'm not, whatever, I ain't gonna put their business out there, but it's just certain things like, and I understand why it worked though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a beautiful thing. But somebody has to give like our personalities were too much, like bumping heads.
Mm-hmm.
And so quite naturally, shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah. And then,
You know what I mean?
today, at the beginning, you were saying like times are different where I wouldn't feel comfortable with a man paying all of the bills because today, some women, depending on what career you have, you probably make more than the man. And so to me, it's kind of like if you made more than your husband and your husband owned his own business and he can have more freedom within his schedule and your schedule is always hectic and y'all had kids, wouldn't you feel more comfortable with your husband having more time with your kids and being able to balance his business and time with you and that make you feel fucking secure over you hiring a fucking stranger to pick up your kids, run errands, clean your house, cook meals, and be like, I'm a good mom because I make sure I pay bills in this house and my husband has his business and my kids are happy. To me, that's not my idea of a good wife or mom for me, but it might be for somebody else.
Yeah, but people need to adjust their attitudes, and that's where outside influences come in, and they start talking shit about like how your man only work part-time and you make more than him, but this motherfucker is making sure the house straight. Like you said, people don't realize how important a father is in a kid's lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if that was a situation, yo, that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And vice versa though. Like, yo, man, like your wife can work part-time and she can make sure the house is taken care of. Like, we need to appreciate each other in that way. Like, that's a beautiful thing. Like you said, you gonna send your kids to a daycare. You know what I mean? And they damn near
that's like $800 out your household when you can stay home with your kids.
Yeah. It becomes a number game after a while. Like, yo, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It just makes sense for somebody to, you know what I mean, make sure the kids get on the bus every morning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like I said, that's what I've been working on.
Yeah.
I've been working on quality of life. You know what I'm saying? And I've been working on not going back to work for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, you have to make certain sacrifices.
Right.
And you have to, like I said, like I want a new car.
Mm-hmm.
But my car is just fine. Right. And I have what I need. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, boom, if I get a new car, I'm probably gonna have to go back to work. And like work for somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, yo, I have the leisure to travel. I have the leisure to go pick up my kid. I even pick up my kids on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just kick it. Like, yo, let's go to the zoo. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the park. And so, like I said, I'm just trying to, improve the quality of my life. And I think that's what we should look for in a mate. Mm-hmm. Like, if I get with a girl and all she care about is, fashion designer and wanting to go to Greece, and which ain't nothing wrong with that because I want to go there, but I do.
But I don't want to go to Greece in debt though.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so, and see, people don't understand that. That's a beautiful feeling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like people always show their Miami trips on the beach, but you don't see the Motel 6 that they stand in.
I don't care.
You know what I mean?
And it's just Miami.
No, and it's not even talking. It's not even talking shit about people. It's just like, man, like you go out of town, you in debt. You come back from out of town, you in debt. It's just like, man, like it's a never ending cycle. You will never get ahead that way because it's always about how you look. And then you meet somebody, and like you said, like everything looks solid from the outside. Oh, they're fresh to death, the hair popping, makeup done, hair done, everything done, nails done. Oh, you fancy, huh? Right? So all that stuff done, but then like you said, you go to their house and
The
it's
mattress on the
just
floor. Mattress
right.
on the
Or something
floor.
crazy like that. It ain't even gotta be that. Or maybe, and then 3 months later you realize this person is over their head in debt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not an exception to the rule here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, yo, man, we have to change our mindset.
Yeah. And
especially in a relationship.
Yeah,
When you gotta deal with somebody else.
If your mindset is investing in yourself and getting ahead so you can have more quality time with your family and for yourself, anything that you want along that journey, it shouldn't set you back to where you already been. So for instance, you want that new car. If it means you got to go back to go work for somebody in order to have that new car, it means you're not at a position within your goal where you need that new car, because you shouldn't have to go back for anything that you want for a future purchase. So
for sure,
it's all about keeping that mindset. Even like when I was dealing with my DMD and I went to his apartment and this fool had two 70 plus inch flat screen TVs in a 2-bedroom apartment by himself. And this nigga, after we fucked, was eating out of a Tupperware container talking about, do you want some cereal? Nigga, no. But you already showed me your priorities is fucked up. You got a whole closet and along your room of designer shit. When you go in your bathroom, that shit look like fucking Bloomingdale's men cologne bar. And you in a fucking apartment. And you leasing your Mercedes outside. So I already knew, like, oh, we just gonna fuck a couple of times and I'm about to dead this whole situation because your mindset is fucked up, so we don't have nothing to talk about. And I feel like if people looked at people like that while dealing with them, you would miss all the extra red flags coming later. But people don't do that because they don't give a fuck until they have to give a fuck. And I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather save my time and not deal.
Yeah.
To this day, I pass this house every day, and I don't say shit. But
I mean, I like I said, I don't want this conversation to come across like I don't like nice things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do your 70-inch do that my 40-inch won't do? You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, boom. If that's what you into, man, cool. Live it up.
Right.
And love it. Like, but at the same time, though, don't talk shit to me when I'm out of town and I can just get up and go when I please, and you up to your neck with bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about, like, yo, if that's the life you want to live, cool. I don't want to live that life. I don't, man. Listen, I've lived it before. I don't. Listen, I've been brokenhearted. I've been broke. I've been poor growing up. I don't want to live that way.
And you want to deal with somebody that has had that experience so they know how to humble their fucking selves. Because when you deal with people that don't have that experience, women who have been pampered and given all of this shit because my daddy told me I'm supposed to always have this, blah, blah, blah. They don't know shit. They always worried about what they get and not what they given. And I don't have time. I don't have time for that shit. Like,
listen, I mean, you can see it, but your audience can't. You see this couch, like, I could have used a whole new living room set.
You're right.
5-10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I like at the end of the day, like, we have to get to a point of being comfortable knowing that we can do certain things, but we don't.
Right.
Like, oh, I can go get a new car, no problem.
Mhm.
But what is that? Is that going to set you back?
Mhm.
And how much is it going to set you back?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And who are you doing it for, though? Are you doing it for you?
Yeah.
Or are you doing it for people around you?
Yeah.
And people living for other people that can't do you trying to show off the people that can't even do half of what you're doing.
Right.
And that's the sad part.
Right.
That's the fucking sad part.
I allow myself to purchase things based on what I'm bringing in. So I justify my purchases. So when I see something, I be like, is this a need or a want? It's a want.
Mm-hmm.
What have I sold? What's being deposited to me? Okay, I could justify this purchase because I sold this, I have this to spend versus did I take care of all my bills today? Did I take care of all my bills this month? And that's how I purchase shit. But to somebody else, they might be getting in these checks from the past couple of months and be like, oh, I got buku dollars. But do you have buku dollars when you got buku debt? No, you don't.
Yeah.
And that's why I said if people are in debt after this fucking quarantine and y'all been getting money, that's your fault. That's your lack of discipline because my credit cards are paid off because of this fucking quarantine. Because I'm not working, I can still pay my bills that are priority and I still have money sitting. And why am I buying clothes if I'm not going anywhere? Why am I buying trips, buying plane tickets in hopes of quarantine being over so I can go on vacation? No, I'm paying these fucking credit cards off. Like, to me, it's simple. This is the best time for you to pay your whole 6-month policy up for your car.
You should come out of this pandemic balling.
It don't make no sense.
You know what I mean? That makes sense. You should come out of this shit balling.
But
you know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. Like, if you ain't looking at, cause guess what? These motherfucking white motherfuckers with these corporations, they getting checks for millions of dollars, and they still door dashing you your food, and they still eating. Look at Amazon. Look at
they got governments giving them loans because of this motherfucking COVID, and then they don't even have to pay it back later because they covered by something else. And my thing is like, shit, if you got a side business and you don't got other shit stamped off with your business name on it and claim it as part of your business, you a fucking idiot.
I was just going there, yo. I was just going there because I ate real good, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna talk about that. But you know what I mean? I ain't acting crazy with the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people just don't understand. Like, yo, if you ain't got your I's and cross your T's, if you ain't been filing taxes on your bill, like every year, I file taxes on my business. You know what I mean? Whether if I make a little bit, whether if I make a lot, whether if I'm working for somebody else, I'm still filing taxes on my business. And that actually worked out for me through this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I've been doing this since 2009.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when I first got my tax ID number in 2009. But the point I'm trying to make is, like you said, though, like, man, doing this homeboy business, doing like, yo, I'm gonna just sell these t-shirts out the back of my trunk, this media shit that we doing, and buying cameras and lights and extra phones and all kind of stuff so you can make yourself more glamorous. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's a business. Like, why are we looking at it as, oh, we just hanging out? You know what I mean? Talking, oh, we just talking shit. Like,
Right. I mean, it's all like if people want the knowledge is there, but people don't want to read and they want somebody to tell them. And even when somebody tell them, they don't take heed to it. But to me, it's kind of like the information is there. Everything is there. It's if you want to utilize it. But that's how wealthy people stay wealthy. They use the system for the laws that's set in place in order for them to keep their money. Instead of you have a savings account, they put that fucking untaxed money into a fucking IRA and they'll touch it later. So to me, it's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing with your money? Like, I'm beyond waiting for a 401k. Like, I would rather put my money into a fucking property and be able to build that money while I'm here and not somebody tell me, oh, you can't touch this money until you're 59. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the shit that I'm not with. Fuck getting a Corvette when I'm 65 and I can't get in out that motherfucker because I've been up and down the ladders for 40 years. Like, nah, man. Like, stop it, man. That ain't living.
Right.
That ain't living. I'm telling you. And guess what? I'm not this nigga that sit up here and read all these books all day. I'm out here trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no book gonna teach you how to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, not like the grind to go out and do the activity.
You gotta experience it.
Right. You could read a whole library of books, but if you don't have the dedication to want to get out here and make something out of yourself, it ain't gonna happen for you.
Yeah.
I don't care all the shit you want to talk, and I don't get along with motherfuckers just hype talk all day. You know. You ever seen people like that? And it just all they do is just, oh yeah, yeah, I'm working on this, or when I drop that Bentley, when I do,
I don't give a fuck about what people working on. Let me see your work. Drop it.
Right.
Send me the
but
link.
At the same time, hold on, back to the relationship shit. Like, these the same niggas be out and about talking to women, talking about what they working on, what they doing, and like, man, it's just like, dog, like, man, why are you wasting her time, man? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? That's why a lot of women sour to men now, because you got niggas that just got all this ambition in the world, but ain't doing that.
Yeah,
and just all talk.
I don't like shit being hung over my head about what somebody do, mistletoe included. Like, if you're gonna come to me, just come to me, correct, and just do it. Stop talking about it. And to me, if you got time to talk about it, you ain't doing shit.
I think that too. I think people that sit around and they gossip and talk shit about other people, like, man, you ain't got time to do nothing else.
I love my phone being dry. My phone is dry as fuck.
Listen. I really feel like this episode is like a speed date. I think we on a real speed date right now. Mm-hmm. Like an hour-long speed date. Just me and you, baby, you know? But anyway.
It's a true discussion, and this is the type of discussion I would have with someone if I were to go out. But how many men are allowed or will allow themselves to have this discussion when they thinking about getting their dick wet? Very few.
You ain't even say that. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just watching. And he was about 33, 34 years old. See, a few years younger than me. I'm like, man, you'll get it in time.
Hopefully.
And like, you'll see what's going on, man. Like, that, like, they playing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see that, and he didn't see it, because all he seen was his way and being macho.
Let them fall on their ass first, then they'll listen. But tell these people where to reach you.
Yo, man, I'm Black Paco. Like I said, I record when I want. That's what my new show should be called. I record when I want. Nah. But anyway, I'm Black Paco. It's just BOK, PACO. And that's on all social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, where else? Twitter. Everywhere you can find like social media is Black Paco, BOK, PACO. I've been podcasting for 5 years. Some people fuck with me, some people don't. But if you decide to fuck with me, that's cool. If you don't, I understand. So, yeah. Most people don't fuck with me. Probably not comfortable, too much comfortable in their own skin, though. And that's a fact. I can prove that.
That's a wrap. That's another show. Thank you for staying. Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out She Gets It. There is a merch available for you guys to shop at on teespring.com. The link will be in the info section. She Gets It shop is on there. Also, please don't forget to add me. Follow me on IG and Twitter. She Gets It Pod. All right? Hashtag She Gets It. You'll find me. Trust me. On FB, Facebook. Don't forget to add the page She Gets It Pod. Join the She Gets It affiliates. I would love to have you in there to discuss episodes, discuss thoughts, get that feedback. And please, please don't forget to rate the episode, rate the show. I just want to know, like, am I going in a direction that you guys, are learning something from? Is it something you want to learn more about? I would love to hear y'all feedback. I love the fact that you guys support and listen to me blab and run my mouth. And if you just want to support the show, go to anchor.fm/SheGetsIt/support. Thank you, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.